So I've been going to Oaxaca now for about 20 years, which if you haven't been to Oaxaca, you need to go. It's a fantastic place. And I'm primarily come from a photographic background, and so I've been making photographs for many years there, but never really found a way of interpreting Oaxaca in a way that I felt was mine and was unique. But finally, I started to see Oaxaca and these really vibrant walls there as abstractions, and then it just hit me that Oaxaca, as I'm looking at these, I'm looking at the land, and I'm looking at the sky, and I'm looking at the cosmos. And once I started seeing Oaxaca that way, I couldn't help but not see it that way. And so over the years, I have made many photographs of these very flat spaces that deal with color and allude to these landscapes, color field paintings, and the mythologies of Mexico. I read that there was going to be an exhibition by Francisco Toledo, who just recently passed away, but he was one of the most influential and leading artists in all of Mexico. He was from Oaxaca, and he helped endow many entities in Oaxaca. And there were these large textiles that I had no idea how they were made. And they were big. They were like 5 feet by 10 feet and 5 feet by 8 feet. And some of them had dimensionality to it and relief. So I started asking around, how were these made and so on. And I was told that they were made at CASA, which is an art center that he helped develop in San Sebastian, San Agustin, Etla, about 10 miles away, in an old mill that made cotton fabric that was built in the 1890s by the French, and over the years it changed hands. But currently, through his work, it's a big art center, and they have a workshop where they make felted works. So I took my portfolio the very next day there, and they got very excited about them, and we started making these things. We made a couple at first using a dry felting, wool felting process. And they're all based on my photographs, and they're very large, and they're easy to roll up. They're very durable. They don't weigh a lot. So it allowed me to make my images very, very large, and they relate very strongly to my photographs, but it's a different media, so you can do different things. They don't have the same luminosity as a photograph or the same color palette, but when you look at my textiles, this one you're seeing behind me, from a distance, you can't tell what the material is, and they function in a whole different way.